Hello everyone. Here's a question. If we are really honest with ourselves, how much do we retain from new knowledge that we have just learnt? You or your company invest in growing you, and that is great. But we all know what happens. Your notes from the learning sit on your laptop or on a shelf in your office. If I were to ask you, what did you have for supper last week, Tuesday? Who would be able to remember that? It's difficult. And now you're asking me if I remember what I learned a month ago. Probably not. Interestingly, looking at the forgetting curve, which shows that our memory retention declines over time without reinforcement, supports this theory. Within 1 hour of you learning a concept in any sort of training intervention, you can lose up to 50% of what you just learned. That is frightening. For example, you have attended a 1 day of training. After that day, within an hour, you forget up to 50% of the knowledge you just learned. Within 24 hours, you have forgotten an average of 70% of the new information. And after 1 month, you will forget up to 90% of the information, which means the average learner retains only 10% of new information learned. Scary. Here's how we can combat this from happening. By using spaced repetition and active recall. What do we mean by this? By revisiting information at strategic intervals, you can significantly improve your learning retention and make knowledge a lasting part of your mental toolkit. So what would this look like? For example, within 1 hour of that 1 day of training you received, if you revisited the information in any way, such as a knowledge test, a video on the points learned, or had a discussion with others to solidify what you have just learned, this would reduce the amount that you have forgotten. By revisiting the information learned on a regular basis, one can retain up to 90% after a month, instead of the 10% with no revisiting the new information learned. To add to this, making your learning last involves a combination of effective strategies and consistent practices. Here are some tips to enhance your long-term retention. Firstly, active recall. Test yourself regularly on the material you've learned to strengthen your recall of the information. Interleaved practice. By mixing different topics or subjects during your study sessions, this will improve your cognitive flexibility and your retention. Using elaboration, explain concepts in your own words and relate them to what you already know to deepen understanding. Using mnemonics. Use memory aids like acronyms, visual imagery, or rhymes to help remember complex information. This is a great one. Teaching others. Teaching what you've learned to someone else reinforces your own understanding and the memory of it. Having a healthy lifestyle. Maintain a healthy diet, regular exercise, and adequate sleep to support your brain function and memory. Mindfulness and focus. Practice mindfulness to improve concentration and reduce stress, which can enhance learning and retention. Lastly, consistent review. By regularly revisiting and reviewing the material to keep it fresh in your memory. In summary, any new information learned, we can lose up to 90% if we don't revisit and remember to apply a combination of the effective strategies to enhance your retention. Learning is a journey where every step matters. While we may not retain every detail, the essence of knowledge shapes our understanding and fuels our growth. Remember, it's the process of learning and the curiosity it sparks that truly enriches us. Comment down below what your learning path looks like and if you have been implementing any of these tips. And don't forget to like and subscribe. That's all from me. Bye for now.